the government will continue to keep good environment of trade and investment in order to increase job opportunities in the country. The Secretary of the Revolutionary Council and General Principal Secretary, Engineer Zena Ahmed Said, has called on the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities to promote and enhance tourism by using technological systems in order to go parallel with the global digital development. The Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar has signed an agreement with the Afro-Asian Union Company from Egypt on the implementation of projects of the blue economy through the available resources in the country. And now, the news in details. Zanzibar. The President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has said the government will continue to keep good environment of trade and investment in order to increase job opportunities in the country. For more information, let's join with a Nightline reporter.
Dr. Mwinyi made the remarks at the Golden Tulip Hotel, Airport, Zanzibar, in a speech read on his behalf by the first Vice President of Zanzibar, Honorable Othman Masoud Othman, in an opening of a trade conference and investment between Italy and Zanzibar. He said the move would help the implementation of Zanzibar Development Program of 2050, along with other development objectives through zonal and international agencies.
Official diplomatic relationship between Zanzibar and Italy actually date back from 1879, when Zanzibar and Italy had a treaty which was called a Treaty for Amity and Commerce. But the most significant one and the historical one is the Treaty of 1892, which was signed on 12 August of 1892, where Zanzibar granted concession to Italy to manage the ports of Benadir in Somalia.
For his part, the Minister of State, President's Office, Labour and Investment, Honorable Mudrik Ramadan Suraga, said the government continued with efforts to create a better environment of trade and investment, and that the move is important to inspire traders to invest in the country.
Making sure that we have continuous dialogues through these forums. So we really look forward to the continuous engagement. As we know, it's very important that we all have one area where we can meet together, exchange information, exchange knowledge and ideas of how to improve the business environment in Zanzibar.
Earlier, Italian Ambassador to Tanzania, Mr. Marco Lombardi, said the continued cooperation is important in building good environment of investment for both sides.
Very qualified entrepreneurs coming from Italy and representing very important companies in different fields, in infrastructures, in agriculture, in machineries, in blue economy.
Reporting for ZBC Nightline, I'm Jamila Thabit.
Pemba. The Secretary of the Revolutionary Council and Chief Principal Secretary, Engineer Zena Ahmed Said, has called on the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities to promote and enhance tourism by using technological systems in order to go parallel with the global digital development. Let's join you, the reporter, for more of the story.
Speaking at the closing ceremony of the 47th World Tourism Day, held at the Tibirizi Amusement Park, she said, still there is a need for the ministry to take special efforts to review and evaluate the situation of improving and promoting tourism, especially in Pemba Island, in order to increase the government revenue without losing ethics and culture of Zanzibar.
Utalii tunaufikiria upya kwa kuangalia matumizi ya teknolojia.
We think again on tourism by looking on the use of technology. This will help boost the sector, especially in the collection of revenue. Also, we look on the ecosystem that will help us protect the environment. As we know, the issue of environmental protection is very important to our islands. It enables us to be far from effects of climate changes.
Na mabadiliko ya tabia nchi
The Pemba South Region Commissioner, Honorable Matar Zahud Masood, said there are many tourist attractions in the island that are needed to be enhanced in order to increase the government revenue.
The efforts that they have taken at various areas will improve and develop tourism sector. However, there are many things needed to be implemented to enhance our tourism.
For her part, the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, Fatma Mbarak, said the ministry is still assessing the situation of operating tourism in Zanzibar due to the effects of COVID-19 by improving and promoting it further.
Our plan is to ensure that tourism continues to be sustainable as we consider it the main sector of our economy. We work hard to recover from the impacts of COVID-19 pandemic in order to open Pemba in tourism activities.
Masood Ijumaa, ZBC.
Zanzibar. The revolutionary government of Zanzibar has signed an agreement with the Afro-Asian Union Company from Egypt on the implementation of projects of the blue economy through the available resources of the country. Our correspondent has more of the story.
Speaking during the signing ceremony, the Minister of Labour, Economy and Investment, Honorable Modric Ramadan Suraga, mentioned the projects as including processing of waste into energy and fertilizer. He also said following the improvement of investment services, the government kept a strong strategy of welcoming investors through various projects in order to bring changes to that important sector for the development of the country.
Zanzibar ni sehemu ambayo inawakaribisha wageni.
Zanzibar is an area that welcomes investors like you. We get comfort when investors comes from various countries. Our expectation is that it will not take a long time before the signing of the contracts of implementation of all projects that we have signed today.
For his part, the president of the Afro-Asian Union Company, Dr. Hossam Darwish, promised to work with great expertise in the sector of blue economy in order to boost the government's income.
التنمية المستدامة والاهتمام بقطاع التكنولوجيا والاقتصاد الأخضر والأزرق.
Reporting for ZBC Nightline, I'm Maimuna Said.
Zanzibar. The Minister of Construction, Communications and Transportation, Dr. Khalid Salum Ahmed, has urged defense and security forces to develop security measures in all areas of Zanzibar Islands. Here is the story.
Speaking immediately after receiving a flag marking the closure of training known as Protect the Island No. 2 at Unguja Uku playing ground, Dr. Khalid said, security and defense are among things that have been given priority. Thus, it is very important to ensure the forces are aware in supervising the issue to the people and their properties. He also urged them to cooperate and show obedience, discipline and tenacity in order to implement their duties more efficiently.
Suala la ulinzi na usalama ni suala la kipaumbele kwa nchi yoyote hapa duniani.
The issue of defense and security is the priority of any country in the world. We must be safe in order to enable social and economic activities to be implemented well. The absence of peace and security will lead to violences and a stoppage of all activities in the country.
The acting brigade commander of TPDF, Colonel Selenga Salum Mugube, said the exercise will help the forces defend the islands of Unguja and Pemba and Tanzania's borders, and thanks to the Special Department of SMZ for their cooperation.
The exercise enables heads of various units to unite together and bring with the great ability of leadership as well as ownership of military equipment and people during the situation of war.
The training of Protect Island No. 2 included the Tanzania People's Defense Force and special departments of Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar. Sharif Said, ZBC.
Zanzibar. The Ministry of State, President's Office, Finance and Planning has said it is working with the government institutions of the United Republic of Tanzania to train its executives to ensure a new electronic system is well understood and helps rescue government funds that are stolen. Our correspondent has more of the story.
Presenting a report on the implementation of the opinions and directive of the Public Accounts Committee, PAC, the minister concerned, Dr. Saddam Kuya Salum, said the move is a part of government efforts to curb irregular expenditures.
Ofisi ya mkaguzi mkuu wa ndani inaendelea kufanya kaguzi.
The Office of the Chief Internal Auditor continues to audit various systems of income and expenditures and finally provide its advice to the government.
For his part, the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee of the House of Representatives, Honorable Ijumaa, expressed his disappointment that the Ministry of Health did not cooperate with the committee to follow up on concerns raised by the Controller and Auditor General, CAG.
Kamati za kifedha zimepewa jukumu la kufuatilia hoja za mdhibiti na mkaguzi mkuu wa hesabu za serikali.
Financial committees have been given responsibility of making follow-up on concerns of CAG in order to examine the accuracy of a report of CAG and keep it clear if there is any weaknesses. Unfortunately, some institutions of the government ignore the committees such that it failed to notice reality and provide correct advice.
Khadija Faraj, ZBC.
Pemba. Workers of the President's Office, Labor, Economy and Investment in Pemba have been urged to be creative in the implementation of their duties in order to provide better services to the people. Our reporter has more of the story.
The Service and Operation Director of the office, Mr. Mohamed Jafar Jumanne, said the move will simplify the availability of services to the people.
Ningependa kuwasihi wafanyakazi wa ofisi ya Rais kazi, uchumi na uwekezaji.
I would like to advise officials of the Ministry of President's Office, Labor, Economy and Investment in Pemba to maintain and sustain unity and cooperation in their performance. We must work hard in serving people. We are also needed to be creative and let the habit of doing business as usual, because by doing so, it will stop us to execute our duties effectively.
The officer in charge of the President's Office in Pemba explained the importance of the availability of insurance services to the workers in order to promote their work performance.
Katika orodha yako ya vitu ambavyo ni priority.
In your list of priority, the issue of insurance to workers must be included, because sometimes our officials perform their duties at a great risk. It will be better if we get health insurance, so that if any danger happens to our officials, the government takes its part and workers will take another part.
For their part, workers of the office said they will continue to cooperate in the implementation of their duties in order to achieve the objectives of the government in providing better services to the people.
For our part, we promise to work with the great cooperation in order to provide better services to people as it is targeted by the government.
Ali Kinasa, ZBC.
Before the end of the news, here are the headlines again. The President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has said the government will continue to keep good environment of trade and investment in order to increase job opportunities in the country. The Secretary of the Revolutionary Council and General Principal Secretary, Engineer Zena Ahmed Said, has called on the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities to promote and enhance tourism by using technological systems in order to go parallel with the global digital development. The Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar has signed an agreement with the Afro-Asian Union Company from Egypt on the implementation of projects of the blue economy through the available resources in the country. And this marks the end of this week's English News Bulletin from Zanzibar Broadcasting Corporation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.